Give me something. Record it, Sean. It won't make the episode.
I woke up this morning, my head felt dense. I had to with water trying to make it make sense. I stumbled to the kitchen, was standing at the sink. All she had to do was just give me that wink. Slam bam, I'm feeling alright. I did the blink of an eye. Don't need a psychoanalyze or have a stiff drink. All she's got to do is just give me that wink.
Today is October 23rd. This is Paolo.
I'm Foy.
And that was just one of the best jobs of singing 90s country. You know what I mean? Me and Foy are sitting in the garage. We haven't done this in a while. During the season, we kind of always need a couple weeks here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a crazy pre-show. Sliced my pinky open. Sean takes me to go get stitches. I come back. We're like, hey, do we still want to do the show? Like, it's kind of been hectic. Let's do the show. We're talking about 90s country. Sean's got a chew. I haven't had a chew in a while. Instead of a whiskey time, it's a chew sesh.
Well, this derived from Paulo not knowing who Chris Ledoux was at practice the other day.
Again, so the Copenhagen song, I do remember the Copenhagen song. And there's a couple others, and I'm going to invest the time.
Yeah.
Because right now, when all your boys are like catching on to something and I'm left behind,
You're
I'm like
the only one out?
And good country?
Yeah.
Because I don't like the new country stuff. Pop country. I like the golden era in my eyes of country music.
Well, it's hard to say the 90s is a golden era because that'd be like the 70s.
Well, no. And of course, it's like anything. Like this, there's a great early era because I do like the Hank Williams.
Yeah.
But I like Hank Williams Jr. And I like Hank 3 too. Like he's covered, all the Williams are doing a good job of covering every
keeping
era.
Country music alive. But Paulo made me freestyle a song that he thinks that he asked me if I could crush on an open mic night. I can't sing worth a fuck.
Who sings that song?
That's Neil McCoy. Wink.
Yeah, no, that's a good song too. You see, I love country radio, man. I'll tell you what.
It was either that or an old school Diamond Rio song.
Ooh.
But
I would probably go Marty Robbins. Oh, I said 90s though.
Yeah, you can't go. What are you gonna drop him? Big Iron?
I'd go Big Iron, or I'd go the song that I knew before was down in the eastern side town of El Paso. I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
because that's the only fucking words you know.
Blah blah da, 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 da,
right?
But dude, that Marty Robbins,
dude, it's all about the Big Iron.
Big Iron is a great song. And what's hard about these songs, too, they're like 5-minute songs.
Yeah, there's a lot of words you got to know.
Yeah, and it's funny that era, so like, what is that, 60s, 70s era of country music?
Yeah.
And, they're getting the country TV showcases, and you YouTube these guys like Marty Robbins, and they're like in a Christmas sweater singing these songs, or like, you know what I mean? Just like that 70s TV stage of what El Paso is supposed to look like in everyone's eyes.
Right, and then,
Did you ever watch Hee-Haw?
Oh, of course. Hee-Haw?
What is it? Hee-Haw.
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 Yeah.
I thought it was Yee-Haw.
No, it's Hee-Haw.
It was Hee-Haw, and it had the big donkey.
That. Yeah.
That was a great country show.
Yeah, everybody watched that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you didn't have cable TV, it came on, I think it was like Saturdays or something.
Right.
Yeah, I watched that shit.
Yeah, that was good stuff. But I'd probably go I'd probably try to do some Garth.
See,
the Thunder Roll song.
Oh, that'd be hard.
And the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes.
You got to me. You'd have to pick like. I went with a song that's like popular, but not like super popular.
Well, I need to like the song. If I'm not pumped up, I'm not going to try.
Oh, totally.
I completely switch. I'm not going to be one country singer. I'm going to be two. Brooks and Dunn, Hardworking Man.
Okay.
I love that song.
Yeah. Or you go old school Toby Keith, like Should Have Been a Cowboy.
Oh yeah, that's
a good one.
Well, and then we had the Big and Rich stuff. So is Big and Rich one of the people who started that new trend of pop? Toby's in there too, and like Trace Adkins. They all kind of start. They all jumped into that pop country.
Yeah. Oh, we've got a visitor.
It's gonna get
My wife is coming in. Oh,
She's
getting
just,
the water.
Sorry.
she's just stealing water. No
Hey,
big deal.
babes, we're talking about 90s country right now. And Sean just sang Wink by
Neil McCoy.
Neil McCoy.
She has no idea what that song is.
You don't know Wink? Well, you're going to listen to the beginning of the episode tomorrow and you'll hear Sean sing it.
So bad. So bad.
Hey, you went for it, though, too. I did tell him I wasn't going to put it on the show, but then I just started the show. So.
Doniker, you are not allowed in here.
Yes. And so I did have an injury this evening, right when you showed up.
Yeah.
And Sean's coming off his injury. It's been a couple months now. No, but it's still sensitive. You went to your first day of work. You went to football practice. You've been on your feet all day.
Yeah.
You're sore.
Of course.
And right when I opened the garage door, I was like, she's still jumping.
And
She's
I
jumping
feel like it's only me.
It's not.
Okay, good.
She just started again. We got to put the freaking shock collar on her again, which, again, I hardly ever shock her. She just knows it's on, so she acts well. Good.
Yeah.
You know, she definitely still tests and pushes the limits. But she runs over, jumps on Sean. I'm like, God dang it. I call her over to come over to the garage, and my wife's car is right in front of the garage door. And so she goes in between me and the garage and the car, and I go to slap her in the butt, and I freaking fillet my pinky right
In the meaty part.
by the palm on the license plate.
Yeah. 3 stitches later, here we are.
And we're back. Podcast, you know, I come through.
The dangers of podcasting, Paulo.
You know, an injury's not going to stop me. I'm watching the World Series in the emergency room. No big deal.
No big deal.
Still getting my sports in.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only thing that'll get you through the wait time at the emergency room.
God, it wasn't too bad.
Even when there's nobody in there, there's still wait.
Yeah, it was one other person, but solving ER, they're ready, willing to help. Yeah, definitely local.
Things.
Huh?
For some things.
Have you had a bad experience?
No. Just you can't go there if you're in labor.
Oh, yeah, you can't have a baby and
You
so.
can't have a baby there.
No, definitely not. No.
Not that you want to.
What kind of emergencies can come here? Not that kind of emergency.
Definitely not.
My eye. We really don't know anyone to deal with eyes. Why don't you go drive down the pass?
Yeah. Or take an ambulance over. That'll cost you $3,500.
Oh man. Well, there's a program. Some our friend Ed told me about. His a security dude. I forget how much you pay for insurance, but you get like a free helicopter ride. Like it's way cheaper than ambulance.
Huh.
If you ever get in that big like problem, like, I'm just saying, it's crazy when you get transportation issues to a hospital. It costs. Is it minimum 5 G's?
For what?
When you get in an ambulance, it's 5 G's?
My ride over the hill was like $3,600.
Wow.
25 miles.
3,600. That's crazy, huh, babe?
Yeah. And they wouldn't let my wife take me.
For when was this? When you had the...
When I went in for my first... When I found out I had diverticulitis.
Yeah. Ugh, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
Well, other people having diverticulitis in the NFL. Just
Stupid. So we're going to go into what grinds my gears. I'm going to do my best Peter Griffin.
okay.
You know?
What's grinding your gears, Peter?
We were talking about fines earlier.
Adios.
Bye, Elise.
Bye,
I love
Elise.
you, babe.
Love you too.
So, Paul, we were just spitballing and...
Hey, I wonder what she feels about me chewing.
Right?
I know. I was like, do I tuck it? Do I hide it? I was like, fuck it. Okay, what's back to grinding your gears?
Well, you mentioned something about Patrick Beverly getting fined $25,000.
25K. They beat the Lakers at Staples. You know,
Yeah.
throws the ball up into the stands.
Oh, he didn't even throw it at somebody?
No, it was celebratory. It was a
Wow.
celebratory 25K.
It's the first game of the season. You don't really need to be throwing the ball, but when you're trying to establish the real LA dominance, I get it.
Yeah,
I mean, all the hype's on the Lakers and...
but
yeah.
25,000. Like, do you think it landed and hit someone? Let me go back to that article too. Yeah, I my favorite source of sports. I found it on TMZ.
It's like, who cares, though? It's a ball. You
Right.
take that risk as a fan. It's like, you go to a baseball game, you get hit by a fucking ball. I mean...
Hockey games,
Yeah.
people get jacked by pucks. But, and then, so other fines that are stupid, you know, like every time Cam Newton scores a touchdown, he gives the ball away, right? You see
Yeah.
him do that? That's 5K.
Yeah.
That's 5K. And then I think his owner matches it. So, and they give it to some kind of,
Charity.
yeah.
So is that what happens to the fines? Like, what happens to the money that the players pay in fines?
Oh, it helps Roger Goodell get flights for the rest of his life. It goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that dude's making way too much money. But back to the fines.
Yeah.
I mean, so you said that happened, and then last week OBJ got fined for having pants not long enough to cover his knees. It's like
It's a look. It's a fashion thing, but
he still had knee pads in.
he had knee pads, and I'll tell you what. Remember the days when pros and even some college kids never they just wore pants.
Dude,
Jerry Rice,
a lot of players still don't wear thigh pads.
right? And so, but it has to cover a knee. It's
$14,000.
that's not. So
I mean,
it's a cost savings compared to Beverly's freaking ball tossing.
Dude, what did he get fined for that watch?
Yeah, he got that was. I think I guarantee the watch company knew and covered the
Oh, for sure. It was like a $300,000 watch.
two different watches.
Yeah,
He had one was like transparent.
Hmm.
What's the most you'd spend on a watch for
What?
yourself? For yourself, because
zero. The only reason I wear a watch is because my wife got a new one and I got her hand me down.
oh yeah, that I watch.
That's the only way I'd buy a watch. I'd never buy a watch for myself.
Yeah, you never go like flossing with a big old watch.
Fuck no.
Your drip game
Oh God.
is so weak.
I watched the fucking what game was that? That was Deshaun Watson pre-game before they played the Colts this weekend. They did like an interview with him. He went shopping for that drip, and it's like he's buying some stupid ass shit. And
Oh
it's
my
like he
God.
comes out with like 5 bags of wasted money.
Dude, but I'll give it. So the one thing I kind of do like about the mumble rap game, I don't like the size and like they do like the choker look, but I like the chains that they're bringing back, the actual like tread. You know what I mean? I always like that, but my favorite too, I think it's a Miami braid. Tupac used to wear it. It just looks flat and like it just lays across, but it looks solid. You don't see the links.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very Egyptian looking.
Okay.
But I think I would probably, that's if I went to get some drip, I'd get a fat gold chain like that.
Yeah, no.
Because I think I'm not a jewelry guy too, and I've been wearing my actual wedding ring instead of my Quelo because I lost my Quelo, but I've been wearing my wedding ring for like the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like once you wear a Quelo, you don't want to wear jewelry anymore.
Oh, really?
But what I had before was puka shells.
Yeah.
That was pretty much
I think at some point everybody wore puka shells. I wore puka shells from like 8th grade to senior year.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna bleach my hair and wear puka shells.
Fuck yeah. I mean, you're tan, you're looking good,
Right?
you're fit. It just looks good.
It did look good.
Because when you're rocking no shirt, it's like it draws attention to your physique.
Oh yeah, and like, oh, I'm natural and I like the beach. Puka shells was a great accessory.
Yeah, it's funny. Speaking of like diamonds, it was I want to say it was Javi Baez. He went like he's the shortstop for the Cubs. He went sliding into second, and he like was wearing this diamond necklace, and it tore, and there's just fucking diamonds everywhere. It's like, really, dude, you're gonna wear that to a game?
It's insane. And there's the Michael Crabtree incident with Talib Kweli. Got the jewelry on and gets it ripped off
Twice.
That's
straight disrespect, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
And he purposely did that.
definitely a jewelry moment.
Yeah.
I always remember LT's earring.
Yeah.
He had that.
The dangle with the LT.
Yeah. And your daughter has it, and a couple other athletes have put a diamond in their tooth before.
Yeah. That shit's been on there forever.
It doesn't go away.
They last like up to a year. Fucking insane.
What kind of glue is that?
It's like cement. Literally, it's like cement.
And then, just talking about jewelry, does grills count? Pac-Man, Marshawn.
There ain't no Paul Wall out there.
Wall. No, you can't do that. But who did we play against? Will Poole?
Yeah.
He had a grill in, right?
When we played against him.
But that's got to count as jewelry. I think so.
No, that's more of an accessory.
So, okay, this is the newest piece of jewelry in the NFL, and no one's really talked about it. Zeke Elliott's nose ring.
Derrick Henry has one as well.
Derrick Henry has one, and
Zeke has like 2.
Alvin Kamara has the septum ring.
Yeah.
And so nose rings are kind of like, I'm going to go ahead and nominate those guys as the Mark Riley piercing athletes of the year.
Right? I mean, fuck. Well, Mark actually took his septum one out when we played, I think.
Right, but not his nipple rings.
No, definitely
and
not.
So
the
I
nipple
know
rings.
there's dudes out there that got to have that too.
Yeah.
He just went straight sports tape too, like
Yeah,
athletic
he
tape.
just cross them up, like covering the nips.
Because now they have pasties. I'd probably rock the Janet Jackson
Yeah.
pasty on one, and just
Fucking funny. After a game, Mike takes his pads off. He's got fucking tape on his nipples. What the fuck's wrong,
what
dude?
are you, a marathon runner? You don't want it to chafe. You know what I mean?
First time I saw him do that, I'm all, dude, what the fuck? Oh, dude, I don't want him getting torn out. I'm all, yeah, that fucking hurt, dude.
Who else used to wear chains? I know Jerry used to wear chains. Like, there's always been a couple receivers who wore chains while they played.
I don't see how you could do that.
Why?
With that shit flopping around. I mean, baseball players nowadays, fuck, everybody's got a chain.
Oh yeah, you gotta have you gotta be. Remember the fan with
Oh,
Wesley Snipes
and
and
Robert De Niro.
he got that chain with the number on it.
Fuck.
Yeah, but these fines are I've never seen a jewelry fine.
No, definitely not. You remember, like we were talking, like shoe fines back in the
Shoe
day.
fines.
If you wore like the wrong color shoe,
And Ocho Cinco was one of those guys who was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm gonna." The customs thing started happening.
yeah, it was like that was really the
Actually-
beginning of the customizable cleat.
Do you remember? I remember when the Giants and Brian Wilson had the fear the beard thing. How did it really start? And when he got popular, that wore some orange cleats. It was just a toe; it wasn't solid, and they stood out. Right for the uniform they wore, and they're like, "No, you have to you're gonna get fined." So he got the Sharpie. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And he blacked it out, and then that was one of the first stages of fear the beard and everyone loving Brian Wilson and understanding how nuts he is.
Yeah, I mean,
But that was a fine, and
dude, everything's a fine.
well, and then the first one was Michael Jordan, the band shoes, the Jordan ones. So they were all black and all red, and the NBA said they have to be like a white base.
Huh.
And there was a fine, and so Nike banned those shoes.
Really?
Yeah, so that's one of the first ones too. But it's funny though too. Like 70s and football players and OG guys, their gear was so big and like they played so rough and they got away with so much stuff. You'd want to wear your gear.
Yeah.
Like you think about the Raiders of those guys, they can never get away with like that much tape in the NFL anymore
Oh,
and stick
definitely
them
not.
and like plates taped into their
yeah,
forearms.
you're putting steel plates to your forearms and just taping the shit out of it.
Why the hell would you wear a chain?
Right? Yeah, I'm gonna draw attention to my chain when I got 2 steel bars on my forearms.
Oh man, nuts! But like, what? There's been worse get the helmet to helmet hits, the head to head hits, the Burfict and the Harrison hits. Those are some serious fines. 250,000.
Yeah, that's gonna cost you at the end of the day.
Because the Burfict became the number one most fined athlete, I think, after this last one.
I'm sure. I mean, the fact that he got suspended for the year is fucking bullshit.
Right? It's probably the harshest.
It's like, dude, the dude's getting up. Yeah, he crown downs him, but fuck, it's not a touch. It's contact sport.
I really think, as in the last 3-4 years where this has kind of been a thing, the game has changed, and the pros are doing a really good job of it. You know what I mean? I think they're doing a good job.
They're definitely trying to make it a safer game, which is understandable, but it's still meant to be played violently. You know, it's like you can't ask a guy running full speed to stop on a dime when some fucking guy takes a slide and you're mid-form tackle.
Mhm.
Like, how are you supposed to stop that?
And who was one of them where the receiver or the DB got caught for one? I forget what game it was 2 weeks ago. Going for the pick.
It was a Packers-Lions game.
Going for
He's
the
going
pick.
for the pick, and he like runs through the guy, Geronimo Allison, and like concusses him.
Yeah.
It's like, what's he supposed to do? He's playing the
He's
ball.
playing the ball.
and he just happened to hit him.
That's got to be re-reviewed, and that can't be a penalty. Like it's people going 100% to play the game.
Yeah, and
safely going after a ball. It's unfortunate, but it's going to happen. It's like guys getting rolled up on.
Yeah, it's just going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop it. It's part of the game.
But to give them a personal and then 15 yards, you know what I mean? Like that changed part of that game.
Yeah, that game was lost already due to officiating.
Yeah. So, and the Green Bay Packers, how like we talked about Aaron Rodgers last episode a couple weeks ago and how much he's like not our favorite guy.
Well, he's due for one of those games, like one of those standout games. I mean, dude had 6 touchdowns. Everybody's like, oh, that's why you don't count him out. Bullshit. It's the only fucking game like that he'll have all year. Like, he had 5 touchdown passes, 1 rushing. I mean, props to him. He played the Raiders. He should have done that to the Raiders. But you know, you look at his numbers otherwise, he's throwing like 200 yards and fucking 1 touchdown.
But, and then his new receiver, the guy replacing Devontae
Adams?
Devontae Adams. Who did I say, Freeman?
Which one?
No, but what is his name? The kid who he yelled at after he almost taught it. Lazar.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good. He had 2 games.
He didn't do shit last week. He was 2 catches for like 20 yards.
Yeah. So who is let's talk fantasy a little bit, because a lot of people pick up Lazard after you get a game like that.
Yeah.
Who is the guy that maybe didn't get drafted that is a dude right now?
Well, right now it's the guy there's 2 guys everybody I think went for this week. It was Mohamed Sanu.
Right. Moving to the Patriots. What a move.
He got traded to the Patriots. Playing with Tom Brady just makes you that much more viable. With Josh Gordon going on IR, probably not going to come back as a Patriot. From what I read, he was going to go on IR once he got healthy and cleared waivers. He would be on a new team. So Mohamed Sanu, big pickup this week. And the other one will be Terrell Edmonds, the running back. Oh no, Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds is a running back for Arizona. He had 3 touchdowns against the Giants, rushed for over 100. Everybody's going to go out and try and get him because David Johnson's obviously not healthy. And that's the 2 guys that I would bet people are going for.
Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers is playing the Chiefs this week. Against that defense, he's going to be able to score some points.
Well, I don't think it's so much the passing game where he's going to do everything. I mean, Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams are very capable backs, and the Packers, for one thing, have shown that they've got an ability to run the football. Aaron Jones is having a monster year. I think he's at 9 rushing touchdowns already.
He's on my squad.
So
and he's catching the ball well.
He's catching the ball well, except against the Lions where he dropped that 1 touchdown pass.
Hard landing though.
Yeah, and he fumbled, so he lost a lot of touches to Jamal Williams. I think. They can run the ball, and I think when you play the Chiefs, you have to run the ball to keep their offense off the field. Even without Patrick Mahomes, they still have playmakers. Matt Moore is an experienced veteran. He's not going to push it, and he's not going to be able to do things Mahomes does, but, their offense is still going to be dynamic nonetheless. But their defense is shit.
He came in and looked pretty confident.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got the best job in the NFL. You're backup quarterback. You don't do shit unless the guy gets hurt. And Patrick Mahomes probably won't be out more than 3 weeks. I mean, tops 3 weeks. They'll rush him back, and he'll ball.
Pretty tough, popping in of the patella.
Right? I mean, fuck. He's got a bum ankle. Why are you running a quarterback sneak with a guy with a bad wheel?
I think it's more him.
Dude, turn around and hand the fucking ball off to the guy that gets paid to run the ball.
Right?
Your job is to facilitate the offense, make plays with your arms, scramble with your legs, not dive up the middle. I mean, that's not what you're there for. If it's a Super Bowl, I get it.
Right. But I like that he's probably one of the tougher quarterbacks out there.
He is, but I mean, you got to be smart. You got to think the long game here. I get it. He's
live for today, Sean.
Look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton used to run the shit out of the football. Now he can't even stay healthy the whole year. I mean, his health has been declining for the past 3 years. Ever since his MVP season is just on the steady downward trend. His accuracy's always been an issue. He can never seem to find the touch to just drop those balls in. He fucking fires the balls in and he misses high a lot.
So the whole controversy with him too is Kyle Allen is just crushing.
Why? I mean, from an organizational standpoint, why would you bench the guy that's fucking 5-0? Your team is playing better than it has in the last 2 years with Cam Newton at the quarterback. Why would you go in and rock the boat? I mean, if I'm the Carolina Panthers, I fucking cut him, trade him, whatever they got to do. Move on.
Yeah.
It's thank you, Cam, for what you've done. You got us on the map. You did this, you did that. You're a great dude, whatever.
Now you're not going to get us back to the Super Bowl. Cam is not going to get you back to the Super Bowl.
Cam won't. I mean, Cam needs a fresh start, and he really needs to evolve his game. If he wants to stay in the league and be relevant, his game has to evolve. he's never been the pocket passer. He's always been, the rushing guy, and he just can't do that anymore.
So
But he stands in the pocket and he takes huge hits.
he does. So is Kyle Allen for real? More than Minshew?
More than Minshew? I mean, he's winning games. He's doing
Tim
enough
Tebow
to
won
not
games.
he's doing enough to not lose games.
Right.
So, I mean, right now, I mean, you got to roll with it. I mean,
And
he's proven that he's reliable. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's making good decisions with the football.
And you have an MVP. You're handing the ball off to the MVP.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Christian McCaffrey is just beasting this year.
he's just murdering everybody. I mean, when you go out on the field and you can do it on the ground or through the air, and everybody knows you're going to get the ball. I mean, that's fucking savage.
Do you know who he's fucking?
Mm-mm.
Olivia Culpo, Miss Universe.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, it's Danny Amendola's ex lady.
That trickle down effect.
Oh, hey, I don't know. I think she moved up. I think
she definitely moved.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Amendola's got a Super Bowl ring, so
people don't know that's Tom's ring. Okay,
it doesn't matter. Still rocking a ring.
I know Danny actually has some big catches in games in Super
yeah.
Bowls. Yeah, no, give it. But yeah, Olivia Culpo. That might make me have an MVP season.
Right? I mean,
Like even remember when Reggie Bush played for the Saints? I was like, oh, he was getting that Kim Kardashian at the time.
yeah,
You know,
he was balling.
young to middle aged Kim won him a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
So NFL. Anything else happening? My Niners are undefeated still.
Yeah, they're looking good. They're playing some really good defense. I mean, the pass rush is there. Offense is doing just enough. I mean, the passing game really hasn't been like super dynamic, but the run game has been on point.
So we just picked up Emmanuel Sanders to pick up the pass game. Is that going to help us a ton?
I don't know if it's going to help you a ton. I mean, I
But
think
it's a reliable option.
I think it's definitely a good option to have because Marquise Goodwin can never stay in the lineup. He's one of those speed guys. Those speed guys always have those twinges in the muscles where they're out a week or two. And Emmanuel Sanders is a reliable veteran that knows how to play.
Right.
So that's good. I mean, the real thing for you guys is you need to get McGlinchey back and you need to get Joe Staley back to shore up the offensive line and get Kyle Juszczyk back, the fullback that you got from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he's money for us. And I don't know how much longer he's out, but it looked a little serious. He's a tough gun.
well, it's so much of the run game is revolving around where he's at and what he does.
Mm-hmm.
You get that lead, you get that seal. I mean, from a fullback, you need a guy that you can trust. And he's a proven dude, and to not have him in the lineup really shows that how much his involvement in the game aids that run game.
Yep. Our defense is popping off. And this is one question I've been kind of wanting to ask people. Bosa, crushing it for the Niners. But who do you like more, his brother or him?
Who do I like more?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Joey or Nick?
I think Joey has way more potential to elevate his game, whereas Nick is at like not quite at that level, but he's gonna be just a clock in, clock out guy that's gonna work hard. He's not gonna be that premier pass rush guy. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna fucking ball all the time, and he's gonna put up numbers. He's gonna let's see. Who's a legit comparison for Nick Bosa?
JJ. Oh no, not Nick, but Joey.
Well, I was talking about.
I know Nick. Okay, let's go Nick. What about like Indomica? Different game, but
Yeah, you can't-
same job getting done.
That's hard. I mean, because playing the edge is way different than
Playing
strictly
interior.
playing interior. Like,
Because he's not. He's his pass rush. His pass rush is okay, but he's more a lateral guy. They work hard though. I like both their games.
yeah.
So who do you pick though?
Between the two of them,
Yeah,
I take Joey.
yeah.
You got. I mean,
I did not. I thought he was going to be more of a, especially the way he got drafted and his dad being like, when he's in college, just
they were all first round picks.
right.
The dad, the brother, and him.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Another family in the NFL, but the dad was definitely like, pampering him, almost very Eli Manning-ish, like, And so I thought, oh man, this kid's gonna be kind of soft, and it was definitely questionable when we drafted him. And now I'm just like, I might get his jersey. I like his game. The defense is fun to watch. Actually playing in the rain like that. You haven't seen the NFL game like that, and players having fun sliding around.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're undefeated. The Pats are undefeated. Pats have the easiest schedule in football, but they're going to play the top 2 contenders in the AFC. They're going to play the Ravens in 2 weeks, and I think they have the Chiefs 2 weeks after that. So that's the real test for the Pats. Whereas, the Niners...
We got the Panthers this week, so we're going to go against Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Allen.
The NFC is a lot tougher. It's like that top echelon of teams is a lot different. You got the Niners who are undefeated, who aren't quite getting the respect, I think, because people are still picking like the Saints and the Packers as better overall teams. So you got those 3 teams, and then you got Minnesota coming on. Like, their run game is super legit. Fucking Dalvin Cook is crushing.
He is looking really good.
Yeah, and then if Kirk Cousins can actually play like he's been playing, that makes them a very formidable team. You got Thielen and Diggs.
He's so on and off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because people were writing him away.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's just kind of blah, Either he can win you some games or he'll lose you the games. And then moving down the line in the NFC, if Dallas can ever pull their head out of their ass,
wow,
it's like they have the talent to be really good, but it's the Cowboys. They always find a way to fuck themselves. The Rams definitely aren't the team they were last year.
No,
offensively they look bad. They have no identity. Todd Gurley's obviously not well. Jared Goff is struggling because
they're relying on him.
Yeah, he's being put into a position to go out and like win games for them. But if you look last year,
Todd was carrying the weight, and then don't get me wrong, you got some decent receivers, but it's a hard thing to go 1, 2, 3 pass.
Yeah, and it's like they've got good receivers, but they have good slot type receivers. They don't have that true number one deep threat guy. Everybody's good underneath. Like Robert Woods is good underneath. Cooper Kupp's a fucking stud anywhere, but he's not going to press anybody like vertically. Like his top end speed just isn't. That's not his game.
Yeah,
he's going to kill you intermediately, and he's going to make you miss, and then he's going to break one. He's not going to just run right past you.
You mentioned deep threat receivers. Who's hitting home runs right now?
Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's gone over 100, like 4 out of 6 games with, I want to say, 6 or 7 receiving touchdowns. I mean, they were projected him to have a breakout year, but I didn't see that coming. I mean,
huge.
He's just crushing. Like, he's making Mike Evans look bad. And it's like, Mike Evans isn't getting the looks. And all those fantasy owners that drafted Mike Evans in the first or second round, it's like,
he's capable.
Yeah.
But it's just you're losing. He's definitely...
Yeah, it's definitely...
And it's like, how do you not start Mike Evans?
You have to. You can't not start him, because at some point, people are going to be like, all right, we're going to take this guy away by double covering, because you can't double cover both. You just can't. So somebody's going to be working the double coverage. That means somebody's open. And Mike Evans still has the home run hitting ability. He just needs to look. And I think Jameis is like locked in with Godwin right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got a good thing going, but Jameis's downfall has always been he can't fucking control the ball. He always turns it over. I mean, 2 weeks ago, he had 5 picks and he fumbled twice against Carolina. So it's like, dude, you turned the ball over 7 fucking times. How are you still in this game?
Insane. But no, like, it's, again, we're talking about like, guys, you have to start, and like, it's, I have Matt Ryan on one of my teams.
Sprained ankle.
But before he got hurt, it's like, you're like, why would you ever play Matt Ryan? It's like, well, sometimes he's awesome and, scoring me 40 points.
Well,
and then, or I'm -2.
Matt Ryan always finishes in the top 5 in fantasy because he has the receivers.
Uh-huh.
He has Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and he had Mohamed Sanu.
But what happened though with that? When Ridley came and Sanu just disappeared out of lineup, did he have Was there injuries?
Sanu Calvin Ridley's a better number 2 guy. I mean, he's an extra number 1 out there that matches up. That's a matchup problem. And Sanu's a bigger dude, but he's good out of the slot. And, being a veteran, I'm sure his contract was kind of leaning towards like, oh, we don't really want to pay this guy for what he's doing. Because I think Ridley's still on his rookie deal. And, he became expendable. And then you got a young tight end in Austin Hooper, the kid out of Stanford.
Got him too. Double points when I get hoops.
Yeah. So it's like he's killing it underneath. And it's like you really don't need Sanu there when you got all these other pieces. The thing that's killing the Falcons is they're just fucking terrible. I mean, Devontae Freeman hasn't rushed for more than 80 yards in a game. And, I think they're really missing Tevin Coleman in the backfield.
Yeah.
And their defense is horrid. They can't stop anybody. So it's just one of those things where they're just a bad football team right now. They can't figure it out. They can't stay healthy. I mean, they're dropping like flies.
Yep. Talking about Hooper and tight ends, what tight ends are you liking?
Well, I have Darren Waller in 3 leagues.
Okay.
Darren Waller is killing it. He's the only viable threat, for more than 8 targets in the Raider games. He's always open. He's working those short routes, and he's a matchup nightmare. He's like 6'6", and he runs like a gazelle. So it's like he is killing it.
Mm-hmm. One guy because I have Kittle, but I picked up Disley late for the Seattle, and I know he's been hurt, but he had a great start, and I think he's got potential when he comes back.
Oh, he's done for the year. He tore his Achilles.
But, those guys get freaking tight ends.
Yeah, he was doing a really good job.
But Eric Ebron's catch last week was money though too. These tight ends coming through. Kelsey and Kittle, they're always.
Kelsey hasn't done shit. Kelsey has been fucking terrible.
But Kittle's my man, dude.
Kittle's had 1 game.
Normal, but he's just.
Kittle's production has slid a lot from last year, and I thought he'd be getting more looks in the pass game and stretching the field, but it doesn't seem that Jimmy G's like looking for that. Whereas Beat Hard focused in on Kittle a lot, so he's not really getting as many looks. Just in my opinion, I could be totally fucking wrong, but Kittle's like a true deep threat from a tight end because he runs fucking fast. He's a big-bodied guy, and he's a matchup problem. I mean, linebackers can't run with that. Nope. Safeties can't run with that. It's like you're going to put a corner on it, and that's a fucking mismatch. It's like trying to guard Gronk with a corner.
Right.
It's like there's not many guys that can run man-to-man with a fucking 6'5", 250-pound guy.
Okay, here's the real tight end question, and that I love asking. Is Jason Witten is he a top 5 guy?
No.
Right now?
No. No, he's not.
But is it cool that he's still kind of doing it?
For the fact that he's back for year 16, coming 1 year removed from fucking broadcasting last year, yeah, it's fucking impressive. The dude's a stud.
I know.
Just a freakish athlete for being his age, his size, all the wear and tear to
the
come back.
The shaved head. He looks freaking battle hardened.
Well, you come back and you get thrown back into the fire and you're still performing at a super high level. That tells me that the other guys that got a tight end are fucking bums.
Did you see his sideline catches?
It's Jason Witten. It doesn't surprise me.
It was just like how he makes it. He's the man.
Well, you've been in the league fucking almost 2 decades.
Right.
That's what you got paid for, and that's why you're known.
The oldest dudes in the league are still some of the best.
And there's a reason for it. I mean,
so remember when you used to hear about the old time football players are he played till he was 43. Whoa,
Well, that was back in an age where
they didn't even play that.
No, football wasn't as good. Everybody wasn't as good.
Right. And these guys are playing they're the barroom legends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So you get these guys, you get these old guys that played forever. Yeah, they had guys on their team that were fucking Hall of Famers, but everybody else was just kind of shitty.
Right.
Nowadays everybody is fucking good. Even the shittiest guys would fucking shit on a lot of those guys from back in the day.
Just shit everywhere.
And it's the truth. It's like you get these old timers talking oh, back in my day when we played, we did this, we did that. Okay, you did. I get it. The mid 80s all the way back. everybody was super tough, super physical, played through pain, just tough motherfuckers. They were hard-nosed. That's great. Nowadays, everybody's still kind of hard, not as hard-nosed, but they're faster, they're fucking stronger, and they're bigger. So it's like, you can't fuck with genetics.
No.
It's like, everybody's there. Everybody's just as good. Butkus was a stud. Would Butkus play today? Yeah, Butkus is one of the few guys that could translate. But could he run down some of these backs? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, nobody's just lining up and running fucking dive all the time.
Butkus wouldn't be a linebacker.
He'd have to play. He'd have to play end.
He'd have to play end. Yeah.
And I think he would have a hard time because, you know, his sideline to sideline is good, but he's running down guys that don't run 4.4.
Yeah. No.
I mean, you got this 210-pound kid that's 4.4, and it's like, what do you think Butkus ran the 40 in?
Right.
I'm gonna say 4.8.
Yeah, he was fast though. He had some speed because when you watch those films, that sideline to sideline, stuff. He was
had
like
speed, but what kind of speed are we really talking here?
Yeah, not like that. We're talking world class stuff.
I mean, we're seeing middle linebackers at the combines these days run 4.5.
We're seeing the graphic where you see, I forget who was one of the first guys, but they're like he ran at 22 miles per hour for a little bit of time. I forget. I saw it maybe like 7-8 years ago. And it might have been Reggie Bush. Yeah. Right? Now they're like, everyone is holding like 24 miles per hour.
Yeah, for like 20 yards.
20 yards, and you're like, what?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so to see that kind of stuff, it's impressive. And for these guys to be playing at that age, but crazy genetics, like you're saying. The speed is different. And these old guys could do it.
Go back to the old guys. It's like, Tom Brady's an old guy. He's fucking old guy. What is he, 42?
Yeah.
He's 42 years old. The thing that you got to respect about him is he looks like a bitch out there because he throws the ball away and falls down. But
he's playing chess.
Exactly. He's playing that long game. It's like, all right, I'm not going to take this hit, but next time I'm going to stay in the pocket and I'm going to fucking throw a strike and it's going to be a touchdown.
The other thing is he knows you're coming.
Yeah.
He knows where all 21 other guys are. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's impressive. Do you see him? I think it was this last game, and you don't see it too much, but I told Lisa, I was like, look what he just did. He picked up a blitz and changed the blocking real quick, and it happens all the time. But like to show her, I'm like, this is why he's great. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's setting the protection. He's changing the plays. He's moving guys into position. Like, he'll shift a guy to get him a better chance at a route, or he'll move him to change the play. I mean, and granted, like, all quarterbacks are doing that these days.
But when you see the best do it,
when you see
Aaron does a good job too, but he doesn't call good. Yeah, it always ends up in a timeout.
No, or he's blowing up at the young guy for fucking off, or he's motherfucking his head coach.
Oh man,
I mean, I would hate to be that guy's fucking teammate. He just looks like a cocksucker.
Oh, it looks horrible. But what other quarterbacks have made some of the best checks, do you think, or like are good at adjusting to and seeing blitzes and defensive schemes?
I mean, you got to say Russell Wilson's good at it. He does a good job of seeing alignments and finding good plays. I think Matt Stafford's not bad at it. They don't have a solid run game to check to, but he does a decent job at it. Every NFL quarterback is coached up in the sense that if you see this, we're gonna check to this. If we have this play called and you get it's the numbers game. If you got a run play called and they got X amount of guys over here, and then on the Y side it's like there's one less, you're gonna switch it and go to where you have the numbers advantage.
Right.
So it's a chess game, but not everybody's good at it. Everybody does it, but not everybody's good at it. Mahomes. I don't know if Mahomes is on that level yet of checking defenses because he doesn't really need to, because his feet will get him out of it.
Right.
But he's like not looking to run. Whereas you get a guy like Lamar Jackson, he's doing it a little bit, but if his first or second read's not there, he's fucking gone. I mean, the dude is gonna rush for 1,000 yards.
Okay, here you
as
go.
A quarterback.
Mary fuck kill Mahomes, Jackson,
Murray. Why do we have to do this with dudes? That's just lame.
Quarterbacks, Mary fuck kill.
That's so.
It's
so uncool that
it's a rainbow question.
Why?
I could come at you many different ways.
No.
You're not gonna answer?
No, I'm not gonna answer it.
Oh, okay.
That's lame.
Refuse. So hey, we're just talking about old guys, and there's the XFL's coming, right? And it's full of young guys.
Yeah.
Is that the goal? Is to maybe progress in the XFL and jump to the NFL? The schedule just came out right now. Week 1 is February 8th.
I think it's a good opportunity for guys that don't make it. I mean, you gotta think like the NFL is the elite. Not everybody makes it. Everybody, guys get a shot and they don't make it. This gives them a second chance. You're going to get a lot of those guys that have chips on their shoulder from not making the NFL.
Right.
And they're going to go out and ball. They're not going to make the money they would in the NFL, but, I think it's one of those things where you think of it as like a farm system, but it's really not going to be. It's going to be maybe 1 to 2 guys. Like this guy will come. And
so the XFL gets to pick up a lot of what the American Alliance of Football. Well, remember that?
Yeah, whatever that league was called.
We were fans for a little bit.
Bullshit, it only lasted like 3 weeks.
Great hits, and went away. And a couple guys who played in that league are in the league. I can't name one, but I remember they mentioned it.
Drop fucking information that. And
Sean, it was a random dude, and he happened to make a tackle or something. Oh, this guy played in the Alliance, and it was just like, okay, I'm gonna keep on eating this wing.
Yeah,
but I'll look it up on my phone and see how many guys made it. But this XFL thing, are you excited? Like, are you gonna? I know we're in the middle of the NFL thing.
Will I watch it?
Thing. Yeah,
I'll watch it. I mean, it's starting right after the Super Bowl. I mean, fuck, I get to watch football for another month or 2. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it gonna be good football? Who knows? I mean, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. It's guys looking for a second chance, trying to prove themselves. So there should be some good stuff.
Yeah, I think if the XFL actually lasts, it's got to at least 10 years. It'll be a liable farm system. Because you're gonna have guys maybe who play in the XFL for 4 or 5 years, and might be seasoned at 30.
Well, it's got to make it there first. I mean, we'll see how it does after the first year. The one thing you can count on is like the financial backing is definitely stable. You got Vince McMahon, arguably one of the most powerful businessmen in the country. I mean,
well, in the sports world, even
in the sports world for sure. I mean, he's been in charge of WWE, WWF for fucking ever, and he's made money hand over fist, and so there shouldn't be a shortage of money. That should not be an issue, which will be nice, like hopefully one of these startup leagues can kind of push the envelope a little bit, stay in business, and force the NFL to do something, not get complacent and just everybody's just because they got like a monopoly on it. It'll force the NFL to maybe like look at some of the rule changes or do this, and it could be good.
It could be,
or it could be a shit show, just like everything else that has happened before.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is like there's been so many failed leagues. I kind of want to see this one, last. But they have Sunday games, Saturday games, Thursday games. They're filling up slots. It's gonna be fun to see. 10 weeks of football. April 26th is their championship. Hey,
extra 2 months. Like I said, extra 2 months of football.
Extra 2 months.
I'll watch.
And I want to see some of these quarterbacks. They got some decent quarterbacks.
There's legitimate.
And I
guys.
like how they did that, right? So that's how they did. They had a draft, but before they had a draft, each team got to pick a quarterback, and then they drafted.
Yeah. So I mean, and it should be good. I mean, there's legitimate big time college quarterbacks that are coming out. So it's kudos to them for giving guys that second opportunity. Like you see all these guys not make it on Hard Knocks, so it's like, what am I going to do now? Well, things like this provide opportunities. If they're fortunate enough to make the team and perform how they can, hopefully it works out.
Would you try out?
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
So again, I got my stitches in my pinky, and I'm in the hospital room, and the World Series is on. Game 2, Nationals, Astros, and it's a blowout.
Dude,
is it even going to be a series?
Are they going
to? Is it going to be a sweep?
Dude,
this has been the fastest MLB playoffs I've ever experienced.
the Nats are fucking on fire right now. After their comeback in the Dodgers series, like they flipped a switch and it is just fucking rolling. Like they went out and swept the Cardinals in 4. The Astros got taken to 6 games, so they had to play a little bit more. On paper, the Astros bats are better on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at the starting pitching, to me, it's even. I mean, the starting pitching for both fucking teams is fucking legit. When your first two are Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg, you got something going there. And then the first 3 for the Astros, you got Greinke, Verlander, and Garrett Cole. It's like, dude, you got some fucking studs. I think all the strikeout leaders are on between both those two teams.
Yeah, no, it's and then remember talking about it a couple episodes ago too. I was like, not having Bryce Harper.
Oh, dude, that just makes me smile.
Isn't it great?
Fuck, that is if they go on to win this, which it looks like they're going to.
You're right.
Like that is the biggest fuck you to Bryce Harper. I mean, dude, you thought you could just like cruise. You wanted all this money, and you didn't want to stay.
I guarantee the words came out of his mouth, or a phrase like, he's like, they're not going to do anything without me. They're going to get worse. You know what I mean? I just ruined their whole organization.
And for what, like at the beginning of the season, he was right. They were playing really shitty. Like they were a sub 500 team, and then all of a sudden turned it on, like worked their way back up, came back from like 19 games down, got into the playoffs, and just started fucking rolling.
Dude, and
when you can pitch, I mean, everybody talks about hitting, but in the end, it all comes down to fucking pitching.
Well, let's even talk about hitting. Like, and I just want to throw a shout out to my boy. I'm a big fan. He's ex-Oakland A, one of the best farm systems ever in the world. Kurt Suzuki. Kurt Suzuki is fucking jacking him, and he's not even like excited.
No, I mean
he's just like fucking.
He's an MLB journeyman. You know, he went to Oakland. Now he's in Washington, and he was in Minnesota for a while. I mean, the dude can play ball.
He's on my starting lineup. Kurt Suzuki.
But it's like, yeah, the batting's always good, but like I said, it comes down to the fucking pitching. And you take it back to the Dodgers series. You know, on paper, the Dodgers are better, you know, but I've been saying it for I don't know how many years. The Dodgers have all the bats they could ever use, but their bullpen is still shit. You know, when your starters only go 5 1/3 or 6, you got to find guys to fill up innings in those last 3 and get those last 9 outs. And that's just not easy. You know, it's not as easy as it looks. And then to have your back end guy not be what he once was, like Kenley Jansen, he throws one pitch now and it's poop at best. So it's like, you know, everybody's on the Dodger train, but it's like you can't close games out with this dude. And then you bring a guy like Kershaw in, who arguably the best regular season pitcher ever. And then you look at his postseason record, and it's like,
right,
the dude's trash in the playoffs.
Horrible.
And
best picture you've taken in a while. The post on our Instagram.
Oh yeah, it was great. Sad Pandy.
And you took it, but other people took that picture.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is that Sean's picture?
Right.
I thought
I should sue for copyright infringement.
Everyone took it. I guarantee we're one of the first ones. We posted that instantly.
Oh yeah, I'm like, dude, we gotta take a picture of that. It was
we should look into that. But another thing I was going to mention, and I've been only watching like MLB playoff baseball for like maybe 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Not a long time. But when you make a pitching change, you know how many times I've seen the first 2 pitches, one of them get jacked? It's like it in the playoffs even more, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have to pitch deep into, you know, a lot of pitches, 7 innings sometimes to like get that dub. Sometimes you got to rely on your pitcher heavy. And then, you know, don't get me wrong, I watched the Giants, one of my favorite bullpens, you know, when they won those 3 ships and the odd years.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Timmy would come in and pitch. Kane would pitch. Even Barry Zito. It'd be like 7 innings, and then you'd bring up, you know, freaking Romo or whoever, and freaking, and then Brian that we were talking about. You know, it's
So that's the thing is, like, you know, the analytics of baseball. Yeah, your starting pitcher gets through the lineup twice, like unscathed. The knock is when they go for the 3rd time through, It's like, all right, now they've seen him a couple of times. Should we get somebody fresh? And that's when they start
making adjustments.
Really like looking at the analytics of like the matchups. Baseball has gone so analytical, it's ridiculous. It's like, we're gonna bring this guy in for one batter, and then we're gonna bring this guy in for the next guy, and then we're gonna finish the inning with this guy. And it's crazy, like how like matchup specific like the bullpen game is.
Right.
Like if you don't have that lefty coming out of the bullpen, you're already at a disadvantage. It's like you don't have that strong left-handed arm coming to get that lefty-lefty matchup. It's one of those things that, fuck, man, you're already losing.
Yeah. No, it's crazy how much they think about this stuff. And then, not even when they're calling out pitches, you know what I mean? It's like, it's impressive.
Yeah.
But, hey.
The Nats are fucking hot.
I see them sweeping.
Yeah, the Astros are in trouble because Garrett Cole lost game 1. Fucking Verlander lost game 2 handily today. Well, would they lose 10-3 today?
No, 12-3.
12-3. I mean, shit. You're getting your shit pushed in.
Yeah, it was.
And now they have to go to Washington. So it's like you're leaving the friendly confines of Houston.
That place is gonna erupt.
Oh yeah. So I don't think it's a sweep. I think the Astros will take at least one in Washington. They'll have Greinke pitching tomorrow or whatever day they play. Probably Friday. They're probably playing Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure Greinke will come in and he'll try, quote unquote, to keep the Nats offense at bay, which has just been wrecking the ball.
Well, hey, it's a pretty late night.
Yeah, it is.
I got a game tomorrow, Thursday night, Pirates JV versus Dos Pueblos.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a little funky.
Yeah,
I had a funky practice today. We combined 2 practices into one, which is and a split day. So it's actually really kind of 3 practices into one. Knocked it out in 2, and then but we got 2 more regular season weeks, and hopefully the Pirates make it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Playoffs.
Thank you, Jim Mora. One of the most epic lines ever.
DP in San Marcos. It's our last 2 games in the Channel Island League.
Just Channel League.
It's hard not to say Channel Island League.
Why?
I don't know, because of it's
nothing. You got nothing.
It was the Channel Islands is what's popular in this area.
Yeah, but it's not the Channel Islands.
I know, but you could understand why someone would say that. A lot of people say that.
I've never heard anybody but you say that.
Okay,
because everybody I know knows it's the fucking Channel League.
Well, I'm on a podcast, kind of popular.
No big deal.
Home on Whistle. Hey guys, another episode. I'm Paulo.
I'm Foy. Hit the music.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Home on Whistle. This episode was brought to you by EpicEyewear.com, my personal choice for shades on and off the practice field. So check out EpicEyewear.com and use promo code WHISTLE10 on your next purchase. Remember, EpicEyewear.com.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know. Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just put your lips together